Hey, this will be the weekly review of the Warrior charts for the week of February 15th of 2010. This was a 4-day week, so a little bit shorter than usual, but nonetheless, we still had a great week. For those of you who are unfamiliar with what these are, if you go to bullwarriorstocks.com and sign up for the email, we send out 5 different chart setups every weekend, and then Fridays we go over them to go over kind of the trades and how they did. This week we had 3 winners, 1 break even, no play, and then 1 loser. This was one of our better weeks we've had. And we had a focus chart this week, meaning this is the one we really want to focus on. And this was WDRP. Had a real good week for us, multiple trading opportunities on it. So probably one of our better focus charts we've ever had since we started putting out this newsletter. So, like I said, we have 5 chart plays. These are the 5, so if you sign up for the email, this is the email you'll get, and you can go over them right here. And like I said, what we're looking at here is the actual email that we send out. So let's get started. The first one we had was our pattern play, and this was a ascending triangle pattern. We had a nice little uptrend line here, and then we had this resistance line based right here that was cutting across. So let's go to the chart and see what happened. This blue line here just represents, it's a marker for me because this is what the chart looked like when we sent it out over the weekend. So here's that line that I drew. This price was at $8.06. So you can see Tuesday here opened up above it, but like you should have, always wait for things to come back down and hit you at the resistances, because this would have been a support, so you could have gotten filled right there. And then the next couple of days made a move up to $8.30. This was only a 3% move, and in order for us to classify things as winners, they need to be at least 5%. So I'm not going to call this a winner. I'm not going to call it a loser either, because it did make a 3% move. So we'll just kind of call this either a break even or a no play. Like I said, if you're still holding, it's looking like next week could do pretty well if I can push on upwards. But from our the way we judge things, we can't classify it as a winner, because once again we need to see at least 5% in order for us to put it in the winners category. So this will just be either a no play or break even, but it did make a nice 3% move after having come down here, hovered around, and then today heading back up over 3%, but not quite 5. Our next one was GY. This was our bottom bouncer play, pretty much what we saw. A nice hammer candle form, and we were thinking, all right, maybe this could get up to right around this moving average here, which is the 200-day. So let's see what happened with this one. Once more, that blue line is just for my marker. This is what the chart looked like. And you can see there's Tuesday, kept going up on Wednesday, Thursday, very nice day. And then today it went out and peaked at $4.63. But had you gotten in down here, we'll just say at $4.01. This was a 15% move. So a very nice trade for us today off the bottom bounce. Went up 15%. So you can't complain about that in 4 days, especially when you walk into your bank and you can't even make 5% for 6 months. So 15% in 4 days, pretty darn good. Our next one was THQI. This was our trend trading play, meaning we're just going with the trend. We always like to put in possible pullback entries. I played this one this week and kind of show you how I played it, but this is what the chart looked like. And then as we were pointing out here, the moving average is all sloping upwards nicely to represent a nice strong trend. So what I did was I saw this 200-day simple moving average. I put an order in down there, and you can see it actually opened up right around the 200-day. So I think I got in at 605, and then I picked a little bit more up as it was showing strength like this. But for argument's sake, let's just say you hopped in right up here at 615. You could have gotten in below there because the price did open up at $6, but for argument's sake, we'll just say if you got in at 615, then you can see the chart made a nice move up here to a high of 649. So this was a 5.5% move. Had you gotten in down here, I made a little bit more obviously because I got in right around 605. But regardless, you could have still gotten in up at 615 and still had an opportunity at over 5%. Profit. So this was another winner for us this week, THQI. Then we had DDSS. This was our volume alert play, and we were going kind of the reverse. What we had was a gap down, so something bad had happened, but we had a nice kind of candle here that was showing maybe the price was going to be headed upwards the rest of this week. possible capitulation, we were thinking, so that's why we threw this one on here. So pulling up this chart, this is what it looked like, and then nothing just happened. Maybe had people gotten in, had time to sell for a break even, or if anything, it would have been a small loss. But nonetheless, it was a loser for us. Didn't do anything, just pretty much went sideways. So there was no follow through. Maybe it'll come next week, but from the looks of things, it just didn't pan out like we thought it would. So this was a loser for us on the week. Nothing really happened. Now to go back up to our focus chart, this was our pending breakout play, and this makes a good example too, but the price had closed right at 0.012. This was a key area of resistance. As you can see, we had a price target of 0.024. So let's just go back and see what happened on this one. So what happened here was on Tuesday, it gapped way up here, and this would be something where you would never want to buy, because remember, the resistance that we had pointed out was at 0.024 up here. So being that it opened right up at the resistance, you would never want to buy there. However, what did happen was it pulled back, and this is where knowing charts and knowing support levels is great. I personally got in down around this area, but let's just say that people were watching right there. This was a previous high. So let's say people decided to get in right there at 0.018 on this pullback. Like I said, this was another area of support down here that I got in. The reason I picked that area was, if you look, you can see that it was resistance there, resistance there, resistance there. So this would have been a support. I got in at 0.0155, but like I said, for this numbers calculation, let's just assume that people noticed this resistance here that had turned into a support and got in right here at 0.018. Well, you can see we had a great bounce, closed all the way up here, and then the next day gapped up even more and went up and hit a high of 0.029. So had you gotten in at this support level down here on the pullback, that was a 61% possible window for gains, and yes, 61%, so that could have been a very nice trade for you. And then another trading opportunity presented itself. Yesterday it fell down more, and another support has simply just been the previous high right here, which was at 0.014. So you can see the price came down here and dropped down to 0.0135. So this presented another entry opportunity. I missed this one, and I was pretty upset with myself because, clearly, if you understand charts, you know that previous highs are always support levels. So this was a previous high. It pulled back here, and then today you can see the action has gone up and hit a high of 0.021. So right there, we're looking at about a 50% move from right here on this bounce up today. The markets are still open, but regardless, two nice trading opportunities. One of these where you don't want to buy in the gap up, especially if they gap up right next to the resistance area. That's not the areas where you'd want to buy. But on the pullback, you can buy in, set your stop losses. And here was one where you got a real nice bounce to it and could have made some nice money. And then it gave you another chance right here to buy here and then play this bounce also. So that wraps up the charts for this week. Once again, we had 3 winners, 1 loser, and then kind of a break even or no play. If you are once again interested in getting these sorts of emails, all you have to do is go to bullwarriorstocks.com, sign up for the free newsletter. We'll also send you a free ebook, but it's as simple as that. Everything's free. There's no strings attached. We cover everything from penny stocks like this one up to big boards. So there's a good variety and something for everybody. So I'd encourage you to, once again, head to bullwarriorstocks.com, sign up for the newsletter, and you'll begin to receive these emails with the chart setups and so forth. If there are any other questions on the charts from this past week, let me know. If not, we'll have 5 new charts this weekend, and enjoy your weekend.